Now we're going to begin with a super chat from Mark. Brady is old and $40 million is dumb. Yes, 2 okay backs, Edelman, don't equal what we got. Love Cam or Bridgewater for lesser money. I don't trust Cam's injuries. I am a big Teddy Bridgewater fan. If you guys thought Dak Prescott was dink and dunk, you're going to be real upset when you watch Teddy Bridgewater play. He is dink and dunk, but he's accurate with it. Re-sign Quinn, get 2 number 1s for Dak Prescott. Look, if you want to let Dak Prescott, you hit him with the non-exclusive tag, and a team wants to offer Dak $35 million and 2 firsts, okay. Okay. I can make that work. I just don't think it's going to happen because that's not how NFL teams operate. That's not how it works for quarterbacks not named Patrick Mahomes. And there aren't many of those guys out there. Now, from Gary Sane, he says, any of my top 5. I appreciate that. I assume you're referring to my defensive tackles video. Thank you very much, Gary. There's a lot of good ones on there. I also want to emphasize, hey, you might not get all the top options. Caleb Queen with a joking comment here as we're quickly going into quarterback options, which I guess is fine. Jameis Winston, laughy face. Caleb trying to troll me, and I appreciate that. It's not working yet. Other people are going to be able to troll me, but I know Caleb's kidding, so it doesn't quite work as much as it used to do. All right, we them boys. Should Dallas make a trade for Devontae Parker from the Dolphins? No, because they just paid him. Parker, after years of being this year it'll be different guy, it finally did be different for Devontae Parker. Funny enough, once Adam Gase left, I wonder if there's a correlation. Interesting. As for Parker, he's staying in Miami. From Amari Cooper, now referring to himself in the third person, he's figured it out finally, that he wasn't on his burner account. Should we go get someone to help me out at the wide receiver position? If you lose Randall Cobb, it is an area worth discussing. The problem for free agency is that I don't like these options. A.J. Green's got injury concerns. If I'm paying Cooper, I'm not going to throw more money at Green and Sanders. I got to go a little bit cheaper at my wide receiver spot. Robbie Anderson, speedy but expensive. Geronimo Allison, DeMarcus Robinson, doesn't move the needle. So in terms of free agency, I'm not really looking for receiver help for the most part. I would focus more on the draft there. If you do lose Cobb, you can go look that route. If not, Cooper, Gallup, and Cobb, that's a really good trio. Maybe if Robinson takes like a cheap one-year deal, I'd have interest there. But beyond that, I don't think free agency is the route you want to go out and find help at the receiver position. I think you can find other guys in the draft versus free agency. Now, if you guys want more free agent targets, I'm talking maybe some safeties. We'll check in on receiver and corner later on. We'll check in on defensive end. Hit the big red button. Subscribe right now to the Dallas Cowboys Report. I promise you guys, nobody is going to have more draft coverage and free agency coverage than us here at the Cowboys Report. Zach Taylor, I would let everybody go on defense except for Byron Jones and Robert Quinn. I, of course, assume you mean in terms of free agents, and I really don't disagree with you. Beyond those top 2 guys, it gets a little, I don't want to say not talented, but it gets a little less talented than some of the other options on the list. I mean, at that point, looking at guys like a Jeff Heath, a Malik Collins, I would probably bring back Sean Lee for the cheap, but Michael Bennett, Joe Thomas, Kerry Hyder, Anthony Brown, those guys are expendable to me. That's the reality here. Those guys are expendable, so I am on board with that in the end for the Dallas Cowboys. So let me know in the comments, as we asked the negative draft one, who do you not want to sign of other teams' free agents? I'm tired of dealing with that question. You guys just don't watch enough football. Sorry. Who do you not want to sign? I know, the comments got to me. I know, I'm sorry. I don't want to sign Tom Brady. Winston's exactly right. I'm not signing Tom Brady. Also, someone keeps mentioning Paxton Lynch. Also, why? Why? He's a bust. Someone says Jeff Heath. That one I will allow for you guys in terms of own players because I think it's funny there. But keep the comments coming for who you guys don't want to sign in free agency. Ooh, Romo. Good one, Gary. I appreciate that. Elijah Williams, free agency safeties available. Again, there are some intriguing options out there in terms of the free agency market. A player like Von Bell intrigues me. I'm looking at guys like Justin Simmons, who I doubt hits the open market, but I'll throw his name out there. Carl Joseph, Demarius Randall, Clinton Dix. There are guys out there. The Cowboys just have to explore the idea that, are you finally going to spend money in free agency? Leonard White, would you let Dak walk, sign Bridgewater, and sign Chris Jones? The biggest problem here, I don't, maybe I haven't done a good enough job of trying to explain it. If Teddy Bridgewater leaves the Saints, guys, he's going to get paid. Like, I think, best case for getting Bridgewater is still going to be like $25 million. At that point, is the $7 million or so you're saving? It does not pay for Chris Jones by itself. And frankly, even though I love Teddy Bridgewater, all the arguments you guys have against Dak Prescott, they actually apply to Teddy Bridgewater way more accurately. So I love Teddy, but I don't think letting Dak go and signing Bridgewater really ends up being the solution that you guys end up thinking here in the end. Teddy's not better than Dak. Not the Dak we've seen. Not the Bridgewater we've seen. I'm going to go with Dak between those two options. Goat James says hashtag FA Carr. I don't know to whom you're referring. Do you mean a couple of cars here? Derek Carr, I don't think that makes sense. Do you mean Brandon Carr? Because he is, I think, is a player option. So if you're referring to one of those two guys, I don't really want to go back to Brandon Carr. He wasn't bad. He was not nearly as bad as some people made him out to be, but I'm not going in that one right there. All right, Ronald Waller. Could we get Tyler Eifert from the Bengals? He was the guy that we discussed last year. Also, Goatim says he meant Derek Carr. Why would I get worse quarterback? Could it be Tyler Eifert? He's the guy we discussed last year. He again is a one-year option, like one-year veteran deal. That intrigues me, kind of a prove-it contract. And I think Eifert makes sense because you could still play Blake Jarwin. And at that point, Eifert is not the same progress blocker that Jason Witten was, but he's got some major injury issues, and that would have to be verified and vetted out. Now, I'm trying to help you guys out here, okay? And speaking from personal experience, I guess we'll call it, you do not want to forget about Valentine's Day. So I'm going to help you guys save 15% off all flowers and gifts at Pro Flowers. Head over to chatsports.com/flowers. That's chatsports.com/flowers. That will save you 15% off flowers, includes roses, of course, all types of gifts as well. Check the comments. Check the description. I've got that link in there for you guys. And do it right now. That way it's out of the way and you don't have to worry about doing the rush shipping or forgetting on accident. Guys, Jamal Adams is not a free agent, so you can't sign him. He's a trade target. We've gone over trade targets before. Jamal Adams, not a free agent. Reed Ferguson mentions, well, what about DJ Reader? I like that idea. I think that makes a lot of sense. Now, the money might be an issue here, but I would love to pay DJ Reader. I think he'd be a great addition for the Dallas Cowboys. He was listed as my number 2 free agency defensive tackle target. Big boy on the interior, can stop the run. I desperately need that if I'm the Dallas Cowboys because I got to be better in that area in 2020 or else my team, I don't think, is going to be good enough to compete the way that I know it can, the way I believe it can. Caleb Queen think the Browns will pick up the Njoku 5th-year option, so can we get him in 2021? We'll see how Njoku plays in terms of getting him in 2021. I wouldn't mind trading for him, quite simply. Mike Fernandez, why not sign another quarterback? I mean, do you trust Rush to get the job done if Dak gets hurt? Now, this one, Mike, I like. I know you've been having some fun with me in the comment section, and I appreciate it, but I am on board with this idea. Because you're right, Mike, I don't trust Cooper Rush. He's not good. If Dak Prescott goes down, just tank the season. You ain't going to win anything with Cooper Rush and Clayton Thorson out there. It's not good. So I am down to draft somebody. I am down to sign a better veteran. Those ideas I am intrigued by. I'm just not going to spend a premium pick on a quarterback when I've seen Dak Prescott get better each and every single year. And it's funny to me how you guys try and move the goalpost. It's gone from, well, yeah, the Cowboys won 13 games, but Dak's stats weren't very good. And now Dak's stats are good. You're like, Yeah, but the Cowboys only went 8-8 and lost a bunch of one-score games. Therefore, he sucks. I don't understand the arguments, guys. It doesn't make sense, and it's always from the same type of people, by the way. All right, Alberto Ortiz. Cowboys signed defensive tackle Suh to the team. What do you think? I am intrigued by that idea. I think it makes more sense than it made last year. You have a big-time need. He's a free agent. My question is, what does the contract look like? If it's another $7 million deal, no. He's not as impactful for me to justify that at this stage in his career. I don't think that makes sense. Beyond that, I do have some. It's cheaper. I do like that idea quite a bit for the Dallas Cowboys. It is almost Super Bowl 54. So if you want to bet on the big game, head over to BetDSI. It's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for 120% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. That promo code is Cowboys120. The Chiefs, by the way, folks, are a 1.5-point favorite. So if you want to go with the underdog, it's San Francisco. If you're feeling good about Mahomes, of course, take your 1.5 points in favor of KC. The line actually opened closer to a pick'em, and now it's a little bit closer to the Chiefs being a 1.5-point favorite. All right, Zach, today with a tight end question. Any chance we can get Austin Hooper, or do you expect him to be franchise tagged? I don't think the Falcons will tag Hooper, but they will try to extend him. And even if they don't, I think he's going to get more money than the Cowboys are going to be willing to offer. Like, he could easily get $10 million on the open market. Cowboys X Factor. I hope the Cowboys sign Dak to a contract sooner than later. They know the price only goes up the longer they wait. Yes, they do. Cowboys could have made this go away if they were able to get Dak done before Carson Wentz and before Jared Goff. You could have tried to get Dak Prescott in at $32 million. And all of a sudden, in a year, he's not even top 5. He's not even top 10. I also want to shout out Danny Lopez, who said Dak's been there for 4 years and could win the NFC's crown. Time for him to go, as if we forget that he's won the NFC's twice. Y'all blow me away sometimes. I love you all equally, some more so than others. And as X Factor mentioned, if you wait, it does get more expensive. Like, if you get Dak done now, we will revisit this in 2 years, and it'll be just like Jimmy Garoppolo, who, by the way, was once the highest paid quarterback in the NFL and truly has been a game manager for San Francisco. Now, I like Jimmy Garoppolo, but they made him the highest paid quarterback, and now they are still there, and their roster was not decimated. They were fine. You can make it work, guys. You can make it work. Is it tougher? Yes. I would rather gamble with 33, whatever it is, for Dak Prescott than trying to go back to the quarterback well and getting Paxton Lynch, and now the rest of your players' primes are truly wasted. That's not a route I want to go. JDS World, do you believe Danny Shelton is a mid-tier pay or a top-tier payment in free agency? Because he is not a pass rusher, I think he's more of a mid-tier payment guy. I don't think he ends up being a high-priced free agent. At that point, I think you can get him for, I'll throw out 5-ish, somewhere in that range. You don't have to pay him like $10 million or $15 million. I don't think he's going to come in the double digits per year. Zai, the sneaker guy, how much to re-sign Quinn? That's a good question, because if he were 27 or even 26 years old and entering at the end of his first contract, Robert Quinn would probably be getting 17 or more per year. He might even be approaching the $20 million per year mark. But Robert Quinn has been in the league since 2011. He's going to turn 30. That will pull his price tag down. Now, on a one-year deal, it might be closer to that amount, but you could maybe see him go for 15 on the open market. I don't have a great feel for what it's going to end up being. There are some younger options out there at the edge market that'll help probably reset it a little bit. Like Yannick Ngakoue, Clowney might get more than DeMarcus Lawrence did. And we'll see where Quinn checks in, but he's not going to be the most expensive guy, which gives the Cowboys a chance to bring him back next year. Michael Beers, which position should we target in free agency? I think defensive tackle or safety are the routes I'm going. Like, that makes sense. You have big needs at those spots, and I like the depth there. I think both of those options make sense. Matt S. mentions Gerald McCoy. I'm sure he'll like our free agency DT draft or target video, excuse me. Depending on the cost, I like the idea of McCoy. Like, if he comes in under 10, I'd have interest there, but he's also aging. That's an area I think you do want to at least be aware of as you look towards the free agency market in terms of who you're going to sign and pay your, because it's the NFL, limited cap space amount to. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.